Hey, what's going on, guys? Xuen here. Hope you are having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to be talking about the Azerite traits that are going to be best for BFA Season 2 for PvP. I will be going over the PvE traits in another video. Just going to make this a kind of short video just discussing the Azerite traits that are going to be best for PvP and the ones that you want to shoot for, as well as kind of where to get them. So before we start, I did take this video from Nbani because he released kind of the same video, so I'll be leaving a link down in the description to his channel. I highly suggest check him out. He's an excellent Shadow Priest, great content creator, so be sure to check him out. He's a good friend as well. Link's gonna be in the description below. Let's get started. So, BFA Season 2, they decided to nerf a lot of the Azerite traits. Now, they did nerf, in BFA Season 1, triple stacking to an extent, but pretty much all the Azerite traits right now in PvP are cut in half. And the reason for that is because you're getting 2 of the main traits rather than 1. And they're doing this so it 3s and PvP isn't so imbalanced, even though kind of is. This season is actually pretty rough for Survival Hunter because it is a Warlock meta and it is a dampening meta, so still possible to do wins, still possible to push rating. However, it's going to be a rough road. So, I did talk to Dillypoo about these traits to make sure that I was correct, as well as his opinions on what traits are best to stack. If you guys don't know who Dillypoo is, I'll be leaving a link to his channel in the description as well. He's an amazing survival hunter, good friend. He's been multi-rank 1, dating back to even Cataclysm. So, let's get started. As prior before, the best traits that you're going to want for Arena is the Latent Poison. So, you're going to be wanting to try to get Latent Poison on at least every single one of your traits. So for one of the traits for each piece of your gear, you want at least 1 Latent Poison. As it stands, Latent Poison still does a lot of damage, but it doesn't do the crazy one-shots if you stack it to 10. But it does do a decent amount of damage, and it can make for some really good hard swaps. So let's say you're in an arena match and you put multi-poisons up and you're DPSing your main target, or an off target, right? Or your main target, you're DPSing him, you have 10 stacks of Latent Poison on the other person, and you get your 5 Mongoose Bite stacks if you make a hard swap over to the other person that has the 10 stacks of Latent Poison. With a 5-stack Mongoose Bite, you can chunk him pretty hard, and that can put a lot of pressure out in 3v3s. So, highly suggest doing that strategy if you don't know that already, but you're going to want at least Latent Poison on every single one of your Azerite pieces if possible. Now, the secondary traits, Overwhelming Power is obviously going to be the best. Unfortunately, the downside about playing Survival Hunter is that you need a lot of gear in order to play it effectively, and you need a lot of haste. And albeit that Survival is probably the best spec out of the 3 for both PvE and PvP, a lot of top raiders and a lot of top guilds don't run it because of its insane gear requirement. Although it is still pretty fun, and you do not, it's not as, gear required in PvP as it is in PvE, but definitely need a lot of haste. I'd recommend around 24% haste if possible, before it's actually really fluid of a rotation. So you're going to be wanting Latent Poison in all of your Azerite pieces. The next traits that you're going to be wanting to shoot for is Wilderness Survival. I was talking to Dilly, and I believe we would be stacking 2 of this Wilderness Survival. Now, Wilderness Survival, Mongoose Bite deals an additional 500 or X amount of damage depending on your item level. It reduces the remaining cooldown of Wildfire Bomb by 1 second. Wildfire Bomb is an incredibly potent cooldown in PvP, and reducing that as well as having extra damage on your Mongoose Bite definitely helps. So, it's a really, really good talent for your Azerite. I would definitely suggest getting that if you can. And then the last one that you'd want to shoot for on your piece of gear is the new trait that was added in Legion's BFA Season 2. Why does it keep saying Legion? BFA Season 2. And that is Primeval Intuition. Now, this increases your maximum focus by up to 120, and your Mongoose Bite increases the critical strike rating by 12 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. It's a really, really good trait. Now, keep in mind, with Primeval Intuition, even though you can get the extra critical strike and stack that, your focus is only going to go up to 120 no matter how many of these traits you have. So keep that in mind, and that's mainly why you just want to have one of these. Now, by having 120 focus, it allows for a lot smoother rotation, and you need a less amount of haste, and you can burst for a lot longer. So again, keep in mind 2 Wilderness Survival, and then try to get 1 Primeval Intuition and Laden Poison on every single one of your pieces as your secondary or even first trait, but try to have Laden Poison on all your piece of gear. Now, a good shoulder drops, unfortunately, off of King Rastakhan in the new raid. This mantle, and Heroic actually isn't that bad, has Wilderness Survival, Laden Poison, Overwhelming Power, and it also has a really good PvP talent, which is Duck and Cover. Using Feign Death allows you to absorb 20k damage over 6 seconds. Feign Death cooldown is also reduced by 25 seconds. This can also pair well with the PvP talent, if I can remember its name, Survival Tactics. Feign Death removes all harmful magical effects and reduces damage taken by 99% for 1.5 seconds. That can definitely synergize really well. So if you can get that shoulder, it's really good. Other thing you can do is you can get, I believe this helmet you can get off of PvP, as well as you can go to your vendors and get like some Titan Residium if you decide to farm that much, and there's a few pieces on there as well off this vendor. I forget which pieces exactly, and I don't want to try searching through all of them in this video because I want to keep it kind of short, but that's pretty much going to be it, guys. I will be releasing a talent guide probably next with my next survival guide. I'll be going into the PvE, Azerite traits, what's best for that, as well as, you know, probably doing a rotation video, as well as that macro video that I was talking about. Being a class that has a pet, it's incredibly important to have macros to micromanage your pet, and I'll be discussing that in that video, as well as releasing a video for micromanaging your pet, as well as macros for vanilla, because I do plan on playing a hunter in classic as well as a warlock. Super important. Even nowadays, it was actually more important back then. Windwalker guides coming soon as well, but that's gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please, you know, like, share, subscribe. Hate saying that, but you know, it does help the channel grow, and it does help me. So thanks again, guys. If you guys have any questions for me or want to see a specific guide, let me know down in the comment section below. But other than that, look forward to seeing you on stream. Try to stream every single day. Link's gonna be that in the description below for that as well. Many shout outs, but hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next video.